Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up, world? Morgan Khan here with an absolute crazy change for a video of the Morgan Khan Show. So, today we're going to be talking about some issues, topics, scenarios, even maybe, of what if you were in the military, battle buddies, wingmen, um, not sure the phrases that everyone is familiar with, but I would just say best friends, loved ones, and any key personnel that are really just that mean a lot to you. Um, so I've recently got to my first duty station, and I have seen just a lot of like people just they stay quiet about stuff, and it's like hard to break the ice because you're just trying to like feel things in, and you don't want your higher ups to assume there's just a bunch of problems, and it's not that there's any problems, but it's just it stems from people that get made fun of just because they might seem like an easy target. I have humility. Yeah, I have a fucking terrible underbite. Or I might sound funny or do goofy stuff because just no one's ever really corrected me to be like, hey, be a square. Or some people keep saying that like image is everything, and to me, it's not that image is everything, and it's not. Like, image is not everything. Because look at Donald Trump. You see, there is a stark contrast between people that love him, people that don't love him. And it's what's different that both people agree on that creates the topic and the change of people's mindsets for this generation. So, first thing that I really want to touch on is suicide in the military shouldn't be joked about. It shouldn't be played about. And at a point in my training that people want to make jokes about it, and there are people that have been released from the military because of this. So I just want to say that you shouldn't joke about it. You shouldn't joke about sark or sapper. People make mistakes. People people are going to be people. Just because we put on a uniform every day and we do our best to keep the worst away doesn't mean that we're not human beings or that we don't have, problems or issues of our own. So, I just think that people need to not assume that you're going to be perfect in everything you do, whether it is physical fitness or, people's mentalities or like mental, physical, emotional health. You know, People not utilizing their chaplain services or talking to their like, I guess, personnel correspondents. For the Air Force, we have first sergeants. So in the Marines, I'm pretty sure a first sergeant and the first sergeant are, I want to say, I can't think of the term, but the Army's high-ranking senior NCO and the Marines' high-ranking senior NCO isn't as personal as the Air Force's, so I've heard. So obviously my professional military education needs some buffering, but what I'm saying here is, and I'm not trying to go back and edit, I want it to be raw, unfiltered, unadulterated truth. These things need to be addressed. And, I wanted to make a video because it means a lot to me, and that maybe it would start a trend or a change in people's opinions and facts and stuff like that. Because people having open-ended discussions in the military shouldn't be locked up to being scared to talk about philosophical beliefs. Or, if I bring up, are you interested in, silly conspiracies? People shouldn't assume, like, oh, here we go, or I'm wearing a grunt style t-shirt that says make space great again. And I either get a lot of people to say Space Force is bullshit or Trump's stupid and all this other stuff. Like, it's just a t-shirt. Like, I like outer space. We haven't been in a long time. I just thought it was cool because we should do more exploring of the oceans and outer space, because there's a lot of materials, minerals, and jobs that can be created from this valuable, precious, like, resource that we have, space and water, two essential things in the universe. So with suicide being joked about, these things are serious when it comes to alienating people and their beliefs, or making fun of somebody because of their personal preference and how they go about a situation. Just because someone buys a cheap, tiny car and there's not a whole lot to it, and then somebody buys, let's say, a really nice, expensive car, but they're going to be in debt for a while, but they're good with their money, it's perfectly fine. It might be funny to joke about, oh, look at this person, like, oh, blah, 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 like in the moment, might be funny to you, but it's not funny. Like, it's not your money, it's not my money. And it's just stuff, little stuff like this. If you get to become far in a career field, and then you see people like talking about how others live or how they're spending their money, it's one of those things, and it might sound off topic, but it's becoming to the point of like locked up quietness. Like I was saying, like people that make sick jokes about a lot of this stuff that's in the military, like you should take it a little bit more seriously and not be so condescending and expect people to be like so like with it 100% all the time. Like people need that wingmanship, that battle buddy or whatever, to be like, hey, I got your back, we'll get through this, whatever. Just remember why you signed up, why you're doing this, and keep moving. The best thing I can say is like basic training. Wingmen looking out for each other. Like, hey, you need a shirt rolled. I'm really good at rolling shirts. You roll a shirt or whatever. Or oh, I'm doing this detail, and sergeant wants me to do something else. It's just little shit like that. You ask somebody and they're like, yeah, I got you. Or you ask somebody when you're in technical training to watch your CQ shift, and they don't mind, free of charge, just because they like doing it or because they got your back. It's wingmanship like that. Or if you want a PT, buddy or something, and then you ask them, hey, run with me. And then, it's like, all right, cool, let's go running. And then it goes from a friendly jog to a competitive, like, sprint, It's just stuff like that. People don't look at it like that. My brother was murdered, best friend was killed himself. And, I always tried to be there for my brother. But, when people want to lock themselves up emotionally, physically, spiritually, and not address what's bothering them, it can lead to serious consequences. Me trying to get away from the bullshit I left behind, and then getting into the Air Force, and it's a whole new beast. It's a whole new beast of like can of worms, because you have so many people trying to be different, but then they don't want to confront, who they used to be and how it can make them better by realizing this is why they're here. This is what they're doing it for. And not throw others that don't have the same experience under the bus. I have a lot of experience. I try to help out, and it doesn't work out all the time. It's okay. You fail to pick yourself back up and all that good shit. I've been told, many times that, I'm good with people, but, people could get their fill, like, of me or whatever. Like, and it's like the saying that a little bit of a person can go a long way. And I'm sure the same can be said for a lot of people, but it just really is sad to see that so many issues that with a group of people that are like, it's not even a military thing. It's just humans, and we want to connect so bad, but we're afraid to look like we're vulnerable. So it's okay. All I'm saying is like, if you got, mental issues, health issues, if people make fun of you, there's somebody in my unit that I know that they make fun of him. He's not on my shift, but they make fun of him. I can see it, and it might be all in good fun, and he's cool with it, but I extended a little bit more peace than what others seem to have extended. And so when I see this person lights up, and they're really friendly and tell me these cool stories about things they have or things they've seen, and they wonder why. People look at me weird, and they're like, "Oh, well, he's above you, and why are you talking to him like that?" Because he helped me out, and I was nice to him, and was talking to him about something that he cared about, and then he tells me something about something he cares about. So you just share these little things that aren't going to affect your work. It's just you get to know the people so that you know how to motivate them. And it's about like good leadership skills, and it's like I want to be a good leader, and every good leader knows where they fuck up, and I would like to know where I fuck up, and that's what I'm trying to say. With a lot of the issue that I see is not everybody's willing to call each other out on fuck ups. Or if somebody's not having a good day and I ask them, "How are you?" and they tell me to either fuck off or don't worry about it, or it's not your issue, we're all in this together, and we should worry about it. That's what we signed up for, to look out for each other and to not let another person fall victim to their own mind and body. So it's just little stuff like that. Like I've tried to be as operational security, like the whole OPSEC thing. It's very difficult because it's not difficult, honestly. You just say what's going on and then explain it easily. So it's weird. It's a whole new life. I'm trying to live it. But all I can say is that for those that are really going through shit, you can talk to me. You can Google hotlines, and people will talk. Like, you're not alone. So that's why I try to reach out on social media to an omniscient crowd, because those that I might try to connect with, they don't want to connect with me. So I try to see if anyone else out there feels the same way I do. So I mean, even if nobody doesn't, and then they think that I'm weird, it's okay, because it's okay to not be the same as everyone else. Go to the gym 2 hours of the day, eat a perfect meal every day, or just sit in an office every day. And I mean, those stereotypes don't necessarily mean like, oh, you're boring or square or not different. You might eat different food, exotic food, but you're really good at making it a routine. It's perfectly fine, but I get not haggled, but I just get, I wouldn't say harassed either. It's just weird, like this passive aggressive shit with when someone's different. People will just try to like test you so bad. They try to test your patience. But I'm not one to be like, call everything to attention to be like, hey, I'm so hurt and bothered, blah, blah, blah. It's not even like that. It's just the fact that I can see that these people are bothered, that they need help, because it's not okay, because they try to distract the issue of themselves on someone else. Because self-inferiority leads to a inner self-aggression against oneself, a self-deprecating consciousness. This self-deprecating consciousness can lead to violence, aggression, and genetic disposition in a negative manner towards one's, kin, or towards loved ones, So that's why you see, like, people that are half sisters or half brothers, it's very aggressive because of the two different genetic genotypes that will come together, and they don't mix well. So you have to be very careful with with this. You got to be open-minded. You have to be open. I try to be as friendly as possible because I see people lacking in areas and I try to help them and where they need help or be there for someone. If new people get here, I try to be there. Like, hey, like I'm here for you. If you need some help, just hit me up. Need a ride, hit me up. It's just little stuff like that. I just don't want people to feel so alone or for me to even feel alone, but it is what it is. The military is kind of a lonely life for a while, I guess, until you find your love or whatever. But it's not an easy road to pick because not everyone's going to be as understanding as you expect them to be. It's not like you see it in the movies. It's not anything what they want to make it seem like as a civilian. And I'm not saying that for to bash. It's just there's not enough respect for what's going on for the average military man, So that's why, the Wounded Warriors Project, try to support those people, POWs, you have really no idea what people are going through. And the fact that people, as a civilian, can't get along in the workplace, and then people in the military workplace want to try to bicker about stupid stuff. Mission still gets done, but it's just these little things and that attention to detail with your personal life that would increase the way people live amongst each other. So you have to observe these things, but not everyone's going to be as understanding. And these are just a few points that I might not have been able to elaborate on as good as I wanted to, but given about 17 minutes and 10 seconds ish in, that I just want people to see that you're not alone, and that need to drink water. And that there's bigger things out there than me, my unit, my missions, whatever. And at the end of the day, you gotta have each other's back. Look out for those that you love. And if you notice that people around you aren't not necessarily getting with the program, but if they need help, reach out to somebody, let them know you love them. If you have a best friend and you haven't told them you love them, you need to tell them that you love them. It might be hard, might be awkward, it could be, just as simple as you haven't talked to your mom in a long time and you haven't told her you love her. Tell somebody that you love them. And really, it's kind of late for me, but I mean, honestly, it's only 7:30. I'm tired. Just try to, as this video goes out to I guess the world or whatever. I just want people to get along as we go into 2019. For the longest time since I was a little kid, I just want to help out, and I just want peace on earth, goodwill towards men, all that good shit, right? But it's not going to come easily. It doesn't come but with a price, and the price might be your pride, might be your dignity a little bit because of what you feel is dignifying to you, but just because you're older or you have more experience doesn't mean you can't just lend that knowledge out to somebody. Or if somebody's like, hey, work out with me, you tell them, no, I'll send you a link. That's not helping anybody. You're not helping them. Just because you think you're giving that person the tools, that's not it. It's not that simple. But people make choices on their own. But if you're helping yourself and you're well on your way of helping yourself, just help somebody. Extend that reach. Because people make too many excuses and it's stupid. But for those that have tuned into my channel over the years, and for those that are new, welcome to the channel. I don't normally do really kind of deep videos like this, I guess, but I just wanted to touch on it because it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people that are military, people that are going through traumatic events, traumatic events, whether it's in the battlefield or witnessing people dying or, having to sew people up, dig bullets out of people, for first responders, paramedics, military, anybody that is in critical situation jobs that don't get enough respect. I salute you. And if no one's respecting you, you just get with a group. Get with one of your groups of people that are like-minded. Go to IHOP. Try to coordinate with people that are like-minded. But first and foremost, just thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I don't really ask for Patreon money or anything like that, and I won't. But for the shits and giggles, I'm very thankful for all of my viewers and the views that I've gotten over the years. It's not really a whole lot, but if you watch my whole videos, it's cool. I'm just trying to reach out to those that really want to hear, something, I guess, somewhat, helping out. But yeah, I talked for a while. It's kind of weird. Obviously, I don't want to have someone to like counterpoint with me, but I do my best, man. I do my best. For real though, support the veterans that are really going through the shit right now, man. It sucks, I might be generating sorties with my friends, but we have to really look out for each other. A lot of people say, "Oh, Air Force, Chair Force," but it's whatever, man. Work together, communicate, work together. Don't leave a wingman behind. Don't leave an airman behind. Don't leave your battle buddies or anyone you love behind. This has been a Morgan Con production. This is the Morgan Con Show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.